Don't forget the doc. Several network participants recently called into Dr. Rick Wright's Old School Sundays radio show. Check this out.
Well, we have had a great brother of the Omega Sci-Fi fraternity to go to Omega chapter, the final chapter of a person's life. Talking about Dr. James Towns, great dentist here in the city of Syracuse. George, GK, George Kilpatrick, the king of all media. How you doing?
Hey, Dr. Rick, how are you doing today?
Oh, man, I'm telling you, I'm doing much better, George. I'm telling you, I love checking in with you at News Radio 570, WSYR Radio, and on Sunday mornings. And, man, you caught me completely off guard this morning, but that was good, man.
Yeah, I was just calling in to check in on you, brother, because I mean, from that point on, I had shared with you on our show the information I had received. I had run into the family, and I was just thinking that you were going to share with us your thoughts and reflections, and I had no idea that I was breaking the news to you live on the air. And so it was a real moment in radio, because from that point on, you were like, oh, no. And I know that you, in terms of your reaction, the reaction that many have when they lose a loved one. And so we just want to give it up to the family, express our condolences to them and Judge Towns and Lauren and Jim, our brother, our fraternity brother, and wish them well. I was saying to you on the air on WSYR this morning that when I had a cavity or something I had to have filled, and Dr. Towns was the first dentist that I ever went to here in Syracuse. So it is a legacy that I'll remember.
Well, Dr. James Towns, our great brother, the Omega Sci-Fi fraternity, we go back such a long, long way in our trip to Syracuse, New York, and major contributions here, and Judge Sandra Towns, and of course, I taught their daughter, man, who's now working with the NBA, I believe, the last time. I think she's working with the National Basketball Association.
I remember she did a little thing with them, and certainly they're back here in town. And I think it's just a way to reflect on, whenever you lose someone, you always, it's kind of new, and you kind of deal with how you want to deal with things. But, I think, just like you said, there's a legacy there, there's a family there, there's always someone behind someone else. And so I know that for them, it's a great loss. I know that Tuesday they'll be calling hours and services at the Bethany Baptist Church in Syracuse, 149 Beatty Street, and I believe 10 to 1 or 11 to 1 for calling hours, and then a service to follow after that.
Well, that's the key information, that you've gotten the homegoing activities on air this afternoon for me, George. And George Kilpatrick, the king of all media, you're doing an outstanding job, man. Thank you so much for being a tremendous fraternity brother, man, friend, colleague, mentor, and everything. And love you so much, man. It's been a big day. It's been the Mary Nelson Back to School Barbecue Day here at Power 106.9, man.
Yeah, in fact, I had Mary on New Inspiration for the Nation this morning, and she is looking for the support of those backpacks. And I told her, I said, Mary, as long as you put me a plate to the side, we're good to go.
Oh, yes. That food's going to be dynamite, man. She had a lot of folk here, too, and it was nice.
Food's fun for the kids, but also just the spirit for which it's being done. A lot of people, like today, right now, downtown, they're having the mock burial for the ending of violence in the community. And, it takes one. It only takes one. If each one of us, we recommit ourselves to being in the lives of somebody who we can mentor and support. If we're already doing that, great. But if we can do one more thing in somebody's life, we can make a difference in the life of a young person. I know our churches are doing a great job, and I know that our community organizations are doing all that they can. But somebody can do something, and we all gifted in something we can do, and that's how the violence is going to end. Because I believe, Rick, it's because, Dr. Rick, it's because somebody doesn't feel connected. You follow? And so when they get a connection that they can feel connected to, it's sometimes not the right connection. I'm speaking in metaphors. Bottom line is, let's help our young people make new connections that are about positivity, and it's not saying anything that we don't already know. It's just reiterating what we know works.
Okay, George.
Thank you, Dr.
Great words of expression, man. And I'll see you in the streets of life. George Kilpatrick, the king of all media, here at Power 106.9 Radio.
All right, so get to all the Syracuse University alums throughout the world. Checking out Dr. Rick Wright, Power 106.9 Old School Sunday. On a big bad Sunday afternoon, Dr. Rick Wright live and well in Syracuse here at Power 106.9 Radio. Do it.
The network reminds you that you too may call in to Dr. Rick Wright on Sundays between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check in with the doc at area code 315-428-1069. Don't forget the doc.